Ready?
Yep.
2, ready, go. Grab your friends and gather around. Hear the stories when you're down. With songs and smiles for miles. If you're looking for a place to go, I know one hell of a show. There's a place that'll make you glad. Opposite of being sad. DICK&Dank.com. DICK&Dank.com.
Well, welcome back to Dope Discussions with Dick and Dank. Dick and Dank here in the Kentucky Oasis again, still standing under the shuffleboard table. One of these days, I think we'll actually lower it and play.
I just want to be on the record. You are not. You are 3 foot off. I'm directly on.
Well, I built it. I'm smarter than that.
You set up the podcast shit. I think you're doing it on purpose.
Well, allegedly.
Allegedly.
But we're here today. Beautiful weather outside. We have a very special guest. We are on Zoom call. Stronger with Stogner, Texas District Attorney. You may have seen her on TikTok with her video promoting cannabis, which as soon as Dick said she likes cannabis, she's from Texas. She's a Republican. We got to talk to her right away.
Yep.
So briefly, I kind of strolled through like some of your social media, some of the TikTok videos, and a lot of it was, man, you are going after it. You're out there. It's a lot of the oil issues where they're not capping the wells and they're leaking and the environment and everything. And I'm amazed. Now, obviously, I don't live in Texas. I know very little about political, probably around me, even more or less about Texas. But I'm so happy you were willing to be on our show. And welcome, Sarah. And tell us a little bit about yourself.
Yeah, no, I am the elected district attorney for the 143rd Judicial District of Texas, which is Ward, Reeves, and Loving counties, which is in West Texas. So if you're looking at a map, we're right underneath New Mexico.
I noticed that. I looked it up where you were, and that's what my comment was about your night skies. You're right under New Mexico, not far from Roswell. I like to get stoned and read about alien shit. I'm kind of weird like that.
That's dangerous right there.
Let's get in the weeds right away.
Right? Exactly. But thankfully, the funny thing was Dick messaged you on X, and we're interacting. And then I says, who's this Grok guy? Grok. He's really fighting for us. He really wants her to be on our show. And he's like, that's the AI bot on X. Like, oh, sweet. Even AI knows this is a good idea.
Is that what finally got you to say yes?
Have you seen the latest South Park episode?
I'm sure I have. Which one was the latest?
Well, the one that I just saw is the one where Stan's wife gets really frustrated with the AI that he's like trying to do marriage counseling in the bedroom, and it's with the chat bot basically, and how everything's a great idea, and so she starts trying to mimic the bot. So she's like, yes, I think that you actually can do that with some great originality and creativity.
Oh, I have not seen that. I'm going to have to watch that one. Oh, man.
That's a good one.
Well, I am out here smoking the weed. He calls this a sex toy. Now, would you call this a sex toy? I don't think
Probably
so.
can't see it very well.
Probably can't. Well, it's a nice water pipe. It's a pop can. It's disposable. The bowl comes out. It's very handy. You can purchase this in the local shopping mall.
It looks like it's made out of kind of sex toy maybe material.
It is rubber, I suppose. It goes in the dishwasher, which is handy. It does look weird.
He's put way more thought into this than I did when I first said it. I walked in, I'm like, hey, nice sex toy. Let's smoke a joint.
That's not how, when he brings it up all the time. Well, once you name it, it becomes a thing. So now it's a sex toy. That's fair. That I smoke weed from, apparently.
So anyway, so
it makes a portable water bong.
Yeah, which is awesome because I don't know how much weed you smoke, but the worst part of smoking out of a bong is they're so freaking nasty.
So I can throw the can out, get a new pop can, and I'm good to go.
And yeah, it's recycling, right?
Exactly.
Right. Environmentally conscious.
And I do
right.
recycle.
And maybe the silicone doesn't have the bad things that emit from metal or other things that you.
I don't know. This is a metal bowl, and so it's clean. I like easy to clean, easy to use. Now, what we like to talk about on this show, there's 3 questions we ask everybody.
Okay.
So the first question is, can you tell us about your first time smoking marijuana?
I think it was probably, I was probably like in 11th grade, I'm going to say. And I'm not exactly sure the very first time. I remember one of the first times in somebody's truck with a bunch of friends.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure it was oregano that some kid bought from, the old dude on the
Smoke
mountain.
some weed, man. Right?
And I
Ditch
remember
weed.
I was trying to figure out how we were going to do it. And somebody said that the Bible pages at the back of the Bible were good. And I was like, that is no bueno, guys.
Right?
Even
Good
the
call
blank
there.
ones, I do not feel good
Good,
about that.
good call there. Good call.
Yeah, right.
Whatever your belief, just don't test it. Just
Maybe
leave
that's
it
a
alone.
little too far, guys.
Right? Yeah, It's too far.
Yeah. And then I think throughout college, I always had my little dugout
Okay. Yeah.
and my little one hitter.
Sure.
Where'd you go to school at?
And
College,
now
I
I
mean.
live out in the middle of nowhere, and I like to roll my own joints and just smoke on those. So
Right
for
on.
you.
I'm pretty I'm pretty old school.
Right on. As you should be. Why not? Just be you, and that's what I say. And that's what cannabis helps me do. Now, if you've listened to some episodes, and I don't need to go into our history as to why we smoke cannabis. I was in a car accident, had a brain injury, and as soon as I got off the pills and started using cannabis every day, it's changed my life, and I've been better every day since. And so, using my degree in broadcasting, this guy says I smoke weed every day for my chronic back pain, for my PTSD from being an EMT, and let's tell everybody, and let's let them share their stories about the love of cannabis, and let's change the stigma. And that's kind of the whole point of our podcast, is to change the stigma. I want cannabis to be regular.
Yep.
I like to compare it to alcohol because I want to be accepted like alcohol, but not compared to alcohol because to me, it's way better.
Right.
I'd rather be high than drunk all the time.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? I can function while I'm high. I can be high all day and then still go home and do what I need to do. Am I right?
Right.
I can't drink all day, get drunk, and then go home and
Right.
do anything, basically.
Right.
Yeah. But anyway, we're so happy you were on our podcast. So first time. Now, method of choice, you say, roll your own, right? Sit in the
Yep.
backyard, roll your own.
Now, do you truly roll your own, or do you pack it in the
he does
raw
the
cones?
cones.
No. I mean, like,
What's that?
I'm lazy. They're pre-rolled.
Oh, okay, good.
Okay,
good,
okay.
good, good.
Yeah.
All right. You're one of us. Yep. I do
Yeah.
the
So
same
yeah,
thing.
he has the cones. Look, he buys the pre-ground. He has the cones, and he packs his own cones. I don't necessarily like the added taste of the flavor, so I usually use a bowl, a glass bowl, metal bowl, usually a water pipe, as the day progresses. But, you find that the more you use it, the microdosing, if you will, so I can use it in my day-to-day life. I work in customer service. I work from home, so, it's a lot easier. I don't have to drive or operate heavy equipment, but I'm much nicer on the phone when I'm talking to angry customers, am I not?
Yeah,
Oh, I'm so sorry that happened to you. Well, what can I do to help? It's perfect medicine for this
I might
job.
need to be stoned all day too if I'm
Right?
customer service. I can't. I have to stay sober during the day.
I get it. You're an attorney. That's a different job. I have that privilege.
Right,
I used to
right.
have a CDL, and I said, and then I had the accident. It's like, well, I can't smoke weed with a CDL. It's like, well, let's not have a CDL and let's start smoking weed. And then I meet this guy. He grows it himself. It's like, well, shit. He needs
Nice.
to be my friend.
Yep.
And he says, you ever want to start a podcast? And here we go.
Yep.
Dick and Dank. And now we've been doing it,
a year
and a half. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's going along pretty good. We are you are episode 33.
Oh,
Stronger with Stogner, episode 33. Go fuck yourself in the background. 3 go fuck yourself hats. Do you have a whole crew of go fuck yourself?
no. I just order them from the same lady.
Yeah?
I don't know why they're all out like
I mean,
that.
GFY
Thanks
does not
for
say
calling
go
it
fuck
out, though.
yourself.
Hey.
It's making it personal.
Our
We're
listener-
making you real is what we're trying to do.
Our listeners need to know that before we started, I asked you about those hats, and you told me the backstory, and I just thought you got a little bit of Aaron Brockovich feel
Right?
coming to you, and I mean that
Exactly.
with absolute respect. I
Like
think that's
watching
cool as
your
shit.
social media and the way you're standing up to those people
Yeah.
and the oil leaks and protecting the environment, and they're not capping it off properly. Like, it's amazing. And you're not afraid. You're out there, you're doing your job and what you were elected for, and people should be proud.
Yeah.
And smoking weed is irrelevant, That's just a part of life, day-to-day living. Like I said, it's medicine, the stigma where people say, oh, he got glaucoma, let me go get a medical card. I get it, but we're talking to people taking it for the neuropathy, night terrors, anxiety, depression, all the things. If you, one of our last episodes, Trauma Translator, we just released that episode, but we've recorded a few since. But he's an amputee from the knee down, and It took him a while. Chronic
phantom nerve pain.
Yeah,
That's what
phantom.
he uses.
Yeah, phantom nerve pain.
Well, he got hooked on pain pills.
Yeah.
And it ruined his life. Almost took his family and all of his stuff. And they moved to Colorado and started smoking weed and got off those pills. And now he's a productive member of society.
And then a grower was able to create a strain that was very specific to his phantom leg pain, because the crossbreeding and the pollen, we've been learning about the different strains you can make and how they can affect different parts of the body. And this one specifically helps with his phantom leg pain and lets him function. Now he's running 5Ks. He's got one of the prosthetic limb. He's running 5. It's an amazing story. Trauma
Looks like
translator.
those guys in the Olympics with that blade on the
right, exactly.
Or whatever movie that was where that lady killed everybody with them.
Yeah, and I'm like,
Knives Out or something. Anyway,
all thanks to cannabis. I mean, how do we not let him tell his story on our show and share that with the world? I mean, if I can do that, why not?
So the third question is what's your reason for use? Do you want to talk about that?
Do I want to talk about that? I'm happy to talk about it.
Good.
So I am very ADD.
Okay.
And for me, it's a way to kind of get outside of my head and relax and be able to leave the workday at work.
Yep.
And be present. I think it makes me a better mom. I think it makes me more fun.
Yep. That's cool. Now that you say that, I wonder if I smoke joints and you smoke joints. Like, I wonder if people that smoke joints tend to use it more for the relaxation versus people that's not that people that smoke bowls don't use it. I
get you, and I've noticed that about you, that you like to just, like a smoke break, but not cigarettes, cannabis. And that's what we're trying to destigmatize and make regular. We want to be able to sit around, smoke weed, and hang out and enjoy each other's company.
Right.
Now, I know you're out there, you like to be by yourself and secluded. In Texas, that's probably pretty easy to do.
Right.
But, is there a crew that hangs around you that you sit around and smoke with?
Actually, no, my life partner's sober, totally sober. He's been sober for almost 11 years.
Yeah, and I've got friends
and
like
then
that,
my best friend that I used to smoke with, she's now sober.
Oh, geez, don't.
And not California sober, totally sober.
Oh. California sober,
but
what is that?
I would say that yes, that since my friends from high school, I've always had friends around me that use cannabis, and the reason I decided to do something and really kind of be public about it was because I understand that I have a position of power and in a position of privilege, more importantly, where I don't worry about prosecution.
Yep.
Right.
And
you can defend yourself.
I can call attention to the hypocrisy of it and how it's used to target still, people of color and minorities.
Yep.
And yes, I'm a Republican because I actually believe in small government and fiscal responsibility. So I don't know if there's any of those Republicans left these days, but
probably not.
So yeah, that's why I did what I did, and that's why I came on. And
all right, so
it's funny. I told it's like kind of stepping out of the weed closet.
Yeah, perfect. Because I appreciated your TikTok. Now they couldn't. I didn't see you smoking on the TikTok. Now, does TikTok not let you smoke that? Does it get banned? I don't know.
Yeah, so I did it live,
Yeah.
and sometimes when I go, I guess I have about 60,000 followers, and so when I go live, I'll usually have a couple hundred people that'll be watching, and I think we were max at like 40, and I got a couple of warnings that I was doing illegal conduct, and so it actually auto pulled an excerpt when I was done with the live, and that's what that is. It let me use that clip. If that makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
So
yeah.
you smoked live, but what shows back on TikTok is the clip that doesn't show you smoking.
Right. It just
gotcha.
talks,
Okay.
it's me talking about it.
And that's what I
gotcha.
wonder. And I watch it. Yeah, it just shows you. I bought it. I packed it. And I'm going to smoke it. And I was like, well, I didn't show you smoking it. But now we can see you smoking it. But obviously, because again, we're live. But so we've talked to people in Oregon on our show and talking about the different things. Recreation, I believe it was out there, right? You could grow at home recreationally. You don't need a license or anything.
Right.
So as far as Texas goes, what's the current status in Texas as far as the cannabis laws?
Oh, it's a mess. Essentially, we follow the federal law, and since the hemp bill, Texas followed in 2019. So It has to be less than 0.3% THC.
0.3%. Ouch.
And functionally, that means we can't test it because our state labs use gas chromatography, which involves heating it up. And when you heat it up, you decarboxylize it.
Right.
Which,
Yep.
right. And
Make
people
it
don't
functional.
understand it's a living thing. They don't understand that, like chemistry happens. And so I keep telling people we've essentially been, I think, illegally using it as probable cause since 2019, because now the smell alone, you don't know if it's legal hemp flower or illegal marijuana.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Smells the same. Can't tell.
Yeah. Valid
Yeah.
point. Valid point.
And you can't tell unless you test it. And that's not to say that we can't test it, because
How you
just
gonna
like
do
you
that?
do with other things, right? When you're batch testing and you're manufacturing, you can easily test it.
Yeah.
And I think that the 0.3% is kind of silly. We have something called a Texas Compassionate Use Program. So that's what it has to be sold under. But now at the same time, you've got hemp that functionally has 20 something percent THC. It's just a different Delta variant, right?
All right.
Like,
So you're selling Delta 8 and Delta 9 down there?
yeah.
And they're doing that here in Illinois. They're selling
Yep.
that at, the liquor store, the gas stations, everywhere. You can buy Delta 9, Delta 8 gummies.
Right.
But you
Yes.
want to get actual cannabis, you have to go to the dispensary.
Yeah. And so we have no dispensary
Right.
other than teacup and the 0.3%. But New Mexico is fully legalized. So I can drive 40 miles
Right.
from where I live, and it's legal in New Mexico.
And then see the sign in the dispensary says, now, if you take it across state lines, whatever. But yeah. Right. So
I love that.
so I go in there and I smoked all my weed right here. And then I went back to my state.
Well, no,
The next
so
day
then
when it wore off.
Yes, I broke federal law. I broke law. I went and legally purchased it in New Mexico, rode back across and came into my house within the privacy of my own home. I ground it up, I packed it, and I smoked it.
If
Right.
the
Come and
NSA
take
is
it.
listening to this, and they are,
Somebody's
I
listening to
did the
this.
same thing in Michigan. So if you arrest Sarah, you have to arrest me. So
Yeah,
we'll
there
be
you
together
go.
on this one. I'm just saying.
Well, does it count that I purchased it in Illinois? I drive over to Iowa, hang out, and do whatever.
I don't think so. I
smoke
think you're
it,
good.
and then drive back over.
As long as you don't get caught over there. you're
Yeah, I mean, I've yet to.
So I watched Lieutenant Dan's latest video this morning, and Lieutenant Dan put three
Lieutenant
videos
Dan?
up. It's Dan, right?
Our lieutenant governor.
Yeah. Oh, good. I was like, shit, I was being funny and I was wrong. Sounds funny. Anyway, so
I know who it is.
yeah, Lieutenant Dan's three videos that he showed people a guy going into, were they dispensaries or head shops in Texas? I couldn't figure that out. Do you know?
It depends. Like, so there, there's these hemp dispensaries, but they're not what you and I would think of as a dispensary.
I got you. So they're probably like a head shop here in Illinois. I'm
Yeah.
guessing. Sell THCA
Yeah.
and Delta 9 gummies
Yeah,
and a bunch
I
of vape
went
shit.
to like a bookstore or something. They got THC,
Yeah.
Delta 9 right behind the counter. Take tweezers, put it in a bag. Here you go. I smoked it. Hey, that's not bad.
Right. So Lieutenant Dan's person goes in, the first one, and Lieutenant Dan's person's like, I want some dabs or concentrates or something. And I'm like, and the lady's like, it'll kill you. You've never smoked weed before, or something along those lines anyway. So this guy keeps asking for concentrate, and the bud tender or whoever she is doing her job and doing what we would want people to do, the responsible thing. And she's like, you don't really want that. That's
Right.
that's for an
gotta-
experienced user.
I've never even done that.
Right.
Right.
We have episode 2 or 3.
Because
and
she's
it
kind of
sucks.
laughing, like, why do you want that? Because you've never done this before. She confirmed. He's like, why would you want us? Why dabs? Like
Right.
that could kill you, which I can't
No.
kill you,
Can't
but
kill you. It might feel like you're
Nope.
gonna die,
right.
but
You
it
might
won't
like,
kill
oh my
you.
God, where am I going? But it's not going to kill you. But but it was just ridiculous. Like, what are you talking about, dude?
Right.
It's like, try an edible
The
at
only
5
th-
milligrams.
The only thing that
Right, please.
right.
The only thing from Lieutenant Dan's videos that I can see that would be wrong was the guy that sold it under the table for cash. Like,
Right.
okay,
And
and
then-
then taxes, you got me.
And then what I
gotcha.
said was, well, you can find that in any business.
Well, that's true.
The lumber yard, he's selling shit out the back. Anywhere, I don't care.
Right.
Somebody's selling shit out the back and you don't know.
So anyway, anybody that sees Lieutenant Dan's videos, I want you to understand that is what they are supposed to do.
Right.
Like, that is a responsible bud tender. Not knowing anything else about what the background of those videos.
Right.
which is a bunch of bullshit. I thought Texas was supposed to be for freedom, personal choice.
Yeah, exactly. It is. And that's what's so frustrating, right? Is my constituents all support me. Like, no one cares. No one wants our tax dollars to be used for this. No one wants our law enforcement tied up with this. No one wants me to spend my time and efforts prosecuting this. And so what ends up happening is you have laws on the books that aren't evenly and fairly enforced, and then it lets the government weaponize their power against you. And that's completely wrong. And if we didn't, I don't, I tell people that we live in a duopoly, Republicans and Democrats. We live in a duopoly. It's run by oligarchs.
Yep.
And big donors, not voters, are the customers. And I have an economics degree. And so that makes sense to me.
Yep.
That we have the appearance of power as voters, but we're not writing 6-figure plus donations to candidates. You
Right.
have no power, honey. Sorry.
Exactly.
Like, bless your heart for thinking you do.
Right.
And right, they approached me to run for the position that I'm in because they valued my intellectual honesty, and we are in a legal desert out here. I mean, I'm in 3 counties. I think total there's about 40,000 people that live in these 3 counties. And I think there's 16 licensed lawyers that are actually domiciled, where you have to be domiciled to be district attorney, just like you have to be domiciled to be district judge. And of those 16 people, 4 were already in elected office. And then like half of the others are really old and not practicing anymore. And then the other half are actually, plaintiffs' attorneys and other attorneys making better money,
Right.
and don't want to go take a pay cut and work for the state, which I felt a calling to do it. And for a long time, I'll tell you my favorite, I guess, like personal cannabis story was my senior year of high school. We convinced my mom, who was very conservative and very strict, to let us go on spring break. So we go to Panama City Beach. We're staying at the Motel 6, across the highway from the water. And one night, it's like 8:00 at night, and we're all hanging out on beach chairs that are for one of the condos that we are not staying at, right? We're not allowed to be sitting on these
Right.
chairs. And the
Allegedly.
police come up, and I think we're all passing a joint kind of thing. And I was 17. They, privileged white girl stuff. They
Right.
called my mom. She told me to come home, and, kicked me out of the house at the end of the year and was like, okay, you're an adult. Good luck. Have fun. And, I think my dad told me at the time, Sarah, that's the way the law is. So if you choose to break the law, there are consequences to your actions. And if you ever get sick, you get cancer or something, I will sell everything I own to try to find a cure. You get in trouble with the law, I am not mortgaging my house to pay for a defense attorney. Like, don't be a dumbass. You know what I
Right.
mean? And
It's
so
Dumas.
luckily now I'm 41 years old. I'm a mom. I've been a practicing attorney for almost 20 years. And like, I finally have a position where I can say, fuck it. Like, this is me.
I can defend
Right.
myself.
I can defend myself and I can defend others. And so that's what I think is so important is I think we just need more people who are in positions of power and influence to come forward and speak their truth and say, this is a silly law. It's not fair that we're enforcing it this way. It's not full faith and credit of the United States Constitution. Like, I go do something in New Mexico that's legal, I should be able to do it in the privacy of my home in Texas,
Right.
and it not be illegal.
Right.
Like,
Right.
that's what the full faith
Right.
and credit clause means. So I don't know. I think that there's some legal arguments to be made, but at the end of the day, it's a bunch of big interests, right? So we're having the wrong fight in Texas. It's hemp versus teacup versus whatever. We need to decriminalize. We need to deschedule. People need to be able to grow it
Right.
in their backyards.
Exactly.
And
It's here for
and
a
I tell
reason.
people it needs to be somewhere between tomatoes and vodka at the grocery store.
It's a plant.
Yeah,
Grow
it's
it.
a plant.
Closer
it.
to tomatoes and vodka. That's my vote.
Yeah, no, for sure, right?
But-
Like,
right.
in
Tomato
and I was
vodka?
Like, if it's intoxicating, if it's an intoxicating form of the plant, then have a warning label and have some age restrictions on it, just like we do
Anything else?
anything else. So I don't know.
Everything
It's
else.
really, and yet they're like about to make it legal to buy ivermectin over the counter in Texas. Right? Because people still think that it's this cure-all. Like, I live on a ranch. We use ivermectin. It gets rid of worms. It's great to get rid of worms, right?
Right.
It's not a cure
It's
cancer.
got a it's got a
Right.
purpose.
Yeah, and there might be more cures than what they
Sure.
tell us, but
But again, the testing. What have they tested it on? What have they tested cannabis?
Sucking a tube of ivermectin down every day is, I mean, obviously they don't use a whole tube, but I mean, come on.
I'm just saying cannabis has been illegal for so long.
Right.
Nobody's been able to test on it because it's been illegal. We can't test it. You know, the government tests on it, but private companies can't test on it. You know, I don't want pharmaceutical companies to get a hold of it, but
No.
it's
And
got to
that's
be
what's about
privately
to
grown. It's a
happen.
plant. Let everybody use it. I say it's been here since the Garden of Eden. It's been here for human beings just to get by. It's our own natural medicine.
Right.
You know?
Right. Well, George Washington grew it.
Right. You know, it's here for the people. And I 5 years ago, I didn't know anything about any of this.
Right.
I was not a cannabis guy. I was in the National Guard. I've always been in a corporate role, always got drug tested, had this accident, worked from home. It's legal here. They took it out of our corporate drug testing policy. Unless you have a CDL, they didn't care. They don't test for it. They don't check, you know, post-accident, whatever. But, you know, I had this car accident, not high, before I smoked marijuana. And I've been using this every day to feel better. And why is this not available to everybody and anybody?
Right.
And I haven't. He grows it, and I have seeds from one of our guests we had on the show. He gave us a pack of seeds, so I've been holding on to him. This guy's supposed to give me his old tent. See, I'm getting his backup shit. He learns how to do it. He gets the big, beautiful stuff, and then I'm gonna get his backup shit so I can play and practice and put my pathetic pictures on the website because that's what gets attention on Instagram. Is people. That's why I like Instagram because they show people growing it, using it, smoking it, baking with it, all the things you can do with it. Instagram's support of it. Why can't we get, you know, everybody in support of it, the entire government? I mean, I've never been political about anything, but
No,
Yeah,
I
because there's no money to be made. That like there's no money in you doing that, right?
I know. I
in
get
fact,
that.
there's just a lot of people losing
Where's the
money.
humanity?
Yeah.
Yeah. You know,
Don't make money off it. Just let it go.
yeah. Well,
Let it go.
yeah.
Well,
All
I
these-
agree, but like you have to understand, you have to get into politics enough to realize.
I don't want to because I
They're all
don't
bought and
trust
paid
any
for.
of them.
Yeah.
Exactly. And that's why I don't trust. That's why I can't pay attention because you're saying one thing and I don't know. I don't want to do the research to find who's paying you to find out what's really going on. I don't trust a word you're saying about as much as I trust things I see on the internet. You know, with AI, I can't trust what I see.
No. So what can everyday Texans do to help you and help this cause? Like what can they do? What they're listening to you talk to us. What, you know, preach to them. You got the floor.
Call and write your legislators, your elected officials, your senators, your congressmen, right? Figure out who your state rep is. They're in special session right now. Tell them that they're having the wrong fight. Tell them that it's a plant. Tell them that they need to decriminalize. You know, write an op-ed for your local newspaper. Just be loud and proud. And
That's the issue. We're stoners. We're not going to do all that.
I think, but you're right.
I
Though.
take offense to that. I'm a highly productive stoner.
I mean, I do a lot. Don't get me wrong while stoned, but that's so much extra.
Ever since the federal government started talking about legalizing, no, not legalizing, descheduling, whatever they're going to do, I've never been called lazy and dumb more in my life than I have on X the last week or two for being a stoner. It's ridiculous.
And how successful? I mean, I guess you're not going to say, but you're a fairly successful farmer.
I have
and
two
realtor
full-time
and-
careers. Yeah,
exactly.
I
and podcaster. Don't forget about
right.
that.
But we're looking. I mean, we're talking to a DA.
Right.
You're not lazy. You have a degree in economics. You're not
Watch
stupid.
your social media.
Right.
Hey, before I forget, what social media are you most active on? If anybody should follow you, where should they follow you at?
Yeah, I mean, whatever you're on, but I'm trying to be active on Twitter, X, right? TikTok.
Yeah.
I have an Instagram. I'm not as great there.
Yeah.
But
I mean, I personally only really mess
LinkedIn.
with Instagram, but we have Dunk, my distant assistant, our distant assistant, my sister. But she's vertically challenged. But anyway, she's handling our social media, but she has just slightly more skill set than I do. She just has more time on her hands to mess with it. But we're out there everywhere just to try and get just to see what hits, you know. What do we say? Spread the peanut butter, you know.
Right.
Whatever, you know. We're getting the most traction on Instagram, which we're still only 6,500 or something. Hopefully, talking to you is going to help us a little bit more. Stronger with
No
Stogner.
promises.
That's why. So I'm going to be stronger with Stogner. That's for sure.
Yeah.
I do have family in Texas. I'll make sure they're on your side.
But no, one thing I was going to say is like, I've started to share my message with the dickheads on X that are like, oh, stoners are stupid and lazy. You know, I was a paramedic for 20 years. Like, I have lots of buddies that were and are professional firemen that you know, that are retiring early because of PTSD from the shit that we're doing for the general public. Like, I could tell you two of my buddies on the fire department have retired in the last year in their 40s from the fire department from the exact same call. And I could tell the exact same call, describe it because I was on shift that night. Thank God I wasn't working. I'm not going to do that because I don't want to trigger them. But I'm just like, you know, when you people are talking about stoners being stupid and lazy, you're fucking talking about me and my buddies. Like, you can talk about me, you can tell me I'm lazy, whatever, but like, they're professional firemen, and they're, you know, I'm not going to tell the fire, but the big fire departments, like millions of people in their cities' fire departments that are having such a problem that if they're not killing themselves, they can't sleep at night because they're seeing all this fucked up shit, and we're not doing anything for them. And we're telling them they're stupid and lazy because they're scrolling through Twitter going, oh, I guess I am. Maybe I'm stupid. You know, frustrating. Kind of went off on a tangent.
But I was going to say, to take it beyond that, there's so many people that are using it and taking edibles at least and just don't even talk about it.
Right.
And they're afraid to talk about it. And we're trying to use our canvas because we'll talk to anybody that wants to send their message and share it with the world. But well, whoever's listening at least. But
5 people.
But you know, just because everybody's using it, just don't be afraid to talk about it. Make it normal, everyday part of your life. Like you know, people having to hide it because it's illegal. They have to hide it. They don't talk about it. They're ashamed. It's like, no, be loud, be proud. I use it. I love it. So it stinks. I'm sorry.
Right.
What else can I do?
So you are roughly 7, 8, 9 years younger than us. When you went to college, you would have went to college in the early 2000s. Is that right?
Yeah, I was in 2002 to 2005.
Okay. Do you want to say where you went to school or no?
LSU.
Oh,
Go
cool.
Tigers.
That's cool.
Right.
Go Tigers. I have a friend of mine in Louisiana. Cool guy.
And
Hi,
look, I
Tommy.
was a Pi Phi, and on the bus after Rush, when like we're all going back to our sororities, they're like, "Okay, get high with Pi Phi." That was our.
All right.
Well played.
Are you sure you're Republican?
Yeah.
I'm just saying. I'm being a smartass. But where the hell is I going with that? This is the problem with doing shit with stoners.
I can't tell you that you were going there.
I was going there.
Were you though? I'm
We're
getting high
talking
with
about age
Pi-Fi.
difference and where I was in the early.
We're getting high
2000s.
with Pi-Fi. That's what's happening.
So okay, so is Louisiana similar to Texas in the acceptance of marijuana, cannabis? weed?
It has a little bit more of a medical program, but it's still pretty restricted.
How was it accepted at college?
Again, everyone that wanted to do it did it when we were privileged kids, right?
Okay, yeah. So it was pretty normal at college.
I mean,
then?
I had it right across the hall. You know, two of my good friends.
It was normal with you. Like it.
Yeah, I could have. I just never. I was in the National Guard, and that was paying more for my scholarship. I wasn't about to screw that up.
I'm just trying to figure out. I'm just trying to see if there was the acceptance level from
Being an Eagle Scout and all, I wasn't going to screw up my scholarship from the National Guard.
Right.
But,
I was never an Eagle Scout. So
Well, what are you going to do?
Right.
We can't all be Eagle Scouts.
No,
Yeah, I
that's
don't
true.
quit. That's the thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway.
I just keep moving forward. I'm stronger with Stogner.
So did you go to school with who's the gal that was the runner from LSU in the Olympics?
No, she's younger than me.
Okay.
But I was there. I'm trying to think. Well, we had a serial killer my freshman year. That was
Oh,
exciting.
man.
Oh, gee.
Derek
And
Todd
I've been
Lee.
watching Dexter.
Derek who?
What is it?
Derek Todd Lee.
Derek
So
Todd
now that
Lee.
you say
I
that,
don't know him.
when you are doing your investigations, is that the first thing you look for? Do you go to do you look at everybody with middle names and be like, that's our list first? Because every serial killer has a middle name.
You have a middle name.
John Wayne Gacy.
Everybody has a middle name in America.
I know, but
Well, I don't know. I haven't had any serial killers in our area yet, thankfully.
So
that you know of.
What happened to the serial killer? Because I do enjoy watching Dexter. We're on the resurrection. But so what happened to this serial killer? He get caught. He's in prison.
yeah, he got caught.
How many people did he kill?
I don't know, 3 or 4 girls at least. I think he ended up working he was a mailman.
Oh.
that's weird.
Google that, make sure.
Well, being a
Like,
serial killer is weird.
But I actually shared a
mailman's
fence
not
with one
weird.
of the victims,
Ooh, jeez.
and he found them. They used to run the lakes
Oh, shit.
at LSU, and I was like, "See, this is why I didn't run."
Good
That's
choice.
why I-
Good choice.
Right,
good
right,
choice.
right.
Right.
All right.
Getting high. I already forgot what it was.
What?
Pi-Fi. What?
Get high
Get
with
high with
Pi-Fi.
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 I love
You're
it.
getting high with Pi-Fi. Yeah, see,
Yeah,
you're
yeah.
not running. You're getting high with Pi-Fi.
Yeah. That's hilarious. All right. Yeah, I haven't been to Louisiana much, so I don't know how much weed is accepted there. But so it's nice to hear this.
My oldest sister, she lived down there briefly, and then she moved back. She lived with family and realized that they're still not over the war.
Oh.
So she came back home. And then,
Yeah, there's still a lot of racism.
yeah, so she
And once
couldn't
you
handle it.
realize that slaves used to get traded down the river, so that like if you didn't make it in Natchez, you wanted to be bought in Natchez because they didn't have the sugar cane. They only had the cotton. And they
shit.
had like 2 growing season cycles a year, as opposed to sugar cane that was like 4, and it was blades that would chop you. And so just once you learn actually the history of slavery and the region, it's a miracle that people get along as well as they do,
Jesus, I
realistically.
didn't know that.
Yeah,
I didn't know you
neither.
wanted. I mean, holy shit! Talk about fucked up.
We live too far north.
Yeah.
Like I said, I've lived in Illinois my whole life.
I don't know. My mom told me that my family came from out east and had slaves, and we were nice to people. So we were nice to slaves, so they stayed with us. And I believed that for like 10 years. And then not last year, like finally when I woke up a little bit, I was like, oh, wait a minute. I don't think that that's true. I think,
My mother was Greek.
yeah, I think my mom lied to me. Anyway.
Well, yeah, it's okay. Look, I have family that still says that the Civil War had nothing to do with slavery. It was only about states' rights.
Dude,
And I was
there's
like,
more
yes,
and more people
it was
every
about the
day.
states' rights to own people.
Right, exactly.
Right. Oh, Jesus Christ.
Yeah. To think that they're still sore about it, though, that's what's ridiculous. I mean, that's been so long. Again, we live too far north. We don't see it, but
Right.
Wait, but like again, it's the thing.
I didn't know if it's still like that because that was when I was still in high school. So that's been a bit. So I didn't know if it's no. Since she moved down there and had that experience, so I didn't know if to this day, it's been a long time since I've been in Louisiana.
Oh.
If still to this day, if it's like that.
Oh, there's still people anywhere in the South that are still flying rebel
South's
flags.
gonna rise again.
Yeah.
Okay, Charlie Daniels.
I had a rebel flag when I was in high school. I was a dickhead. Thank
I
God
did
grew
watch the
up.
Dukes of Hazzard. So
Jesus
does that
Christ.
count?
Yes.
Wait, what?
We didn't know better, right?
You said
Right.
it does or doesn't count?
No, I mean, I think we didn't know. Like I
just
to,
love good
I remember as a
entertainment.
kid
The
saying
A-Team, Dukes
that I
of
was
Hazzard.
colorblind.
Oh, okay.
Color.
Right. So
yeah.
what I'm trying to say is like, that's a bad thing to say. I didn't understand what that meant. And then we
Right.
learn more, we get older,
Right.
and we're like, oh, maybe some of the things that we thought well-intentioned were not actually well-founded and based in fact.
Well, I was thinking just the way generation you grew up, obviously, our parents grew up with racism was much different than what we grew up. To me, it was like, why? It
Right.
didn't make sense to me, like you said, colorblind. But then I got to thinking about our son, a message of homosexual. Like for us, homosexual was a thing. But nowadays, like, I don't think that matters nowadays. I'm like,
Right.
Will and Grace kissed on TV before our kid was born. So that's been a thing for a while, So just generationally, I just things are shifting. But
Right.
why is cannabis so lagging? Again, we can go back to alcohol was prohibited,
Yep.
prohibition illegal, but then realize like, well, I can make money off of it. It's stupid that's the reason why it's legal.
But prohibition worked real well with booze.
But what do we do for cannabis?
I don't know. Keep talking about it. Keep talking about
Well,
the
I'm
racist
talking about
roots.
it. All right, Stronger with Stogner. I'm going to need you to help get our message out. We can get this episode out for more people to listen to so we can grow our listenership and our message can get be the one that helps transport across the globe.
Speaking of, did you tell Joe to just relax? You'd be there when you got there and you're done with these guys.
Oh yeah.
Joe Rogan. Have you been called by Joe Rogan?
No, I have
Really?
not. Yeah, really.
I really.
And
thought
we're literally nobodies. I live in a town of 600 people, but
yeah.
we're just
so you
trying
said
to
there's
do what we do.
40,000 people in your 3 counties.
Yes.
So that's not a lot of people, right?
I don't know.
It takes me,
Too high for
and
that.
it takes about 2 hours, 2.5 hours to drive across the jurisdiction.
Oh my God, Texas
Yeah,
is huge. I always
It is.
forget that.
It is huge.
Well, I mean, I know
Like I
Texas
said, it's
is
a
huge.
lot. It's a lot of oil land, right? So that's just vacant land, dry, can't grow anything.
Oh, we have a lot of
What's the main
ag.
crop?
And I'm in the middle of oil country, but this is actually some of the best cattle grass when it's not messed up
The
that we
oil.
have. So yeah.
When it's not messed up, what do you mean?
So is that the issue? The oil leaking is affecting the grass growing for the cattle?
Somewhat, yeah. I mean, it all started in the late 1800s when we overgrazed the crap out of it and
Okay.
overgrazed it, and then we came in with oil and just kind of added some insult to injury.
Oh, well, there's money to be made.
There's a lot of money out here, that's for sure.
Yeah. Interesting. I watched Dallas. Well,
Do you live in
it
a
was on
mansion
when
like
I was-
Dallas?
Ooh.
I'm about 5.5 hours west of Dallas and 3.5 hours east of El Paso.
Gotcha.
I think he meant the house that they lived in Dallas.
Yeah, that's what I was joking. You live in that great big mansion. You have like a butler and all that shit.
No, I live in a ranch house.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Oh, you do live in a ranch house.
In a ranch
Ranch
house.
on a ranch. I like it.
That's cool.
Yeah.
How many people grew up like in your high school class?
Oh, I don't know. Well, so I lived in Huntsville, Alabama. I didn't move
Oh,
out
okay.
here until I was like older. Like I was out of college and all that, right? So,
Okay.
but yeah, in Alabama, I'm trying to think, maybe 200
Okay. Oh, so okay.
sounds about right.
All right. I was just trying to I'm just trying to I just try to figure out like what kind of people use weed. It seems like
Everybody should be using
Right,
weed.
like-
And that's what I'm saying. It
Yeah.
should be normal. It should be nothing. We shouldn't even have to talk about the legalization of it, is what I'm saying. It should be a plant like growing corn.
Yep.
Anybody should be able to grow it. If you want to grow crop corn, sweet corn in your backyard, you can.
Yep.
Why can't I grow weed for my medical purposes that helps me live every day in my backyard?
Right.
Like, because the trauma translator, they found that strain. They made the seeds for that specific strain for his leg pain that he can grow at home and treat himself and not need doctors and medicines and whatever else. Like, it's right there. Like, why can't we live like that? Why is that even a thing that, you complain about healthcare and the politics and the money. I get all that. And everybody's making money. But why can't we just help people with the plant that helps people?
Well, and I guess, right, I think the moral of the story is we just need to be prepared for the consequences, the legal consequences. And if people are in a place where they're persecuted and prosecuted, then you need to rally together to call attention and fix it. Because most people, most Americans, most Texans, even most conservative Texans believe that it should be decriminalized, that it shouldn't be subject at least to criminal prosecution.
So can you speak to how these low-level cannabis arrests, weed arrests affect the poor and underprivileged people?
Yeah, I mean, so if you're arrested, then you have to make bond, right? You get a bail is set, and you have to make bond, and then you have to show up, and then you have to probably miss work, and it goes on your record. And a lot of people are just one bad thing away from homelessness, or there's
Right.
lots of terrible things. And so what happens is you get addicts, you get mental illness, you get all of this wrapped up, and under the blanket guise, probable cause of it smells like marijuana, you get searches, you get you can get the abuse of power. And so somebody that looks like me, that's able to conduct myself the way I conduct myself and knows the words to say, that's not going to happen to me. But someone who isn't as educated or is scared or whatever isn't necessarily going to get the benefit of the doubt of law enforcement in that situation. And so I think through no fault of anyone's, right, we have biases, and we have why are we scared of dare I say, why are we scared of black men? Well, we don't have white moms in minivans opening fire on officers very often, right? Men stereotypically
Right.
are more
It's
violent
how we were
than
raised.
women,
It's
right?
you know, it's what you see on TV, movies, and where you live, real life.
Right. And so, but yeah, there's still a lot of stigma to it. And I think that it's still weaponized. I mean, I saw in Dallas that they arrested some black rapper this last week on a possession of marijuana charge.
Oh, I saw that. I don't listen to rap, so I was
Yeah.
like, I don't know.
I don't know who
this
he
guy
is,
yeah,
but
that was
it doesn't matter.
Right,
It
Like,
doesn't. Right.
right.
Joe Rogan is down the street in Austin with Elon Musk in Austin doing the same thing, not getting arrested.
Right.
Why?
Exactly.
Not that he should, but why?
Right.
Right.
Yep. No, I agree. It's kind of bullshit.
Yeah.
Well, it's more than kind of, but you know what I mean.
It is, right? And so I need people to be angry about it. And I need people to just stop being okay because it's not directly impacting them.
Yep.
Right. And that's what I say. Just, do you. Let everybody else do them and be good with it. We're all here together.
Yeah.
It takes all of us to make the world go around.
Yep. What you don't stand for, you allow and you're okay with.
Right.
Yeah.
You know?
I agree. All right.
Yep.
And there's so much between each state, that's separated, which you don't realize unless you travel the country.
Which would be nice if the feds did something in that respect to just make it easier for travel and you know what I
Right.
mean? Like, Jesus Christ.
It's
Well, it's not enforced, right? Like people fly with their vape pens all the time.
It's not enforced until it is.
right until you get
Right.
caught with it. Well,
Right.
But people are scared,
Yeah, I've flown
I mean,
with
I
weed.
find my ways to travel with
I
it.
drive
but-
with weed all the time because I'm a white guy. I got nothing to worry about, like you're talking about, So you're saying that people need to speak out more about that and make it known that the general public understands what's going on and rattle the hell out of your elected officials, right?
Yep. Squeaky wheel gets the grease.
All right,
I like it.
we can do that.
Fantastic.
Is there anything else that you want to add? Say
What's
any
your
other
message?
message?
What's your message to the, I guess, at least Dick and Dank listenership?
The four of them.
Yeah, no, I mean, I guess the message is that say something, right? Like have the uncomfortable conversations with people. My daughter knows, right? Like we've had the conversation. Like
Yep.
this is a plant. I consider it medicine. Some people don't, including people in the government, right? And so I think it's about educating our kids, living our lives, being the examples that our parents couldn't be for us. Like my parents are still scared of the plant and they are part of that reefer madness, I think, carryover. And so once more people come out, then they can't just say, oh, stoners are lazy and don't do anything with their lives. Like, well, I'm a very productive stoner and
Right.
proud of it. So,
Exactly.
Same here.
Same.
yeah.
Everybody I know.
Yeah, my brother-in-law is a state trooper, and he has to pretend that he doesn't know because he's worried that if
Might lose his job.
because he
Yeah.
knows somebody that's smoking weed, which is probably the stretchiest stretch among stretches.
Sure.
But
To lose your job
I
over
can-
it, unless it's caused an accident because you were high at the time, which again, that's hard to prove, which I don't like the testing on it either because you smoked cannabis yesterday, you're not high clearly, but it's still in your system when somebody were to test you for it.
Well, and alcohol, our bodies are uniquely incapacitated by alcohol. And if you can look up the eye nystagmus test, right, it's the tracking.
Yep.
And even if you have a very high tolerance, say someone is a functional drunk, right, they're
Yeah.
drinking 18 beers a day and they walk and talk fine, their eyes will not be fine. And so drunk drivers, even when they don't seem drunk, are still dangerous because literally things come out of nowhere because your eyes are like
Oh, for
I tell
sure.
people it's like windshield wipers on a dry windshield, right? It's like and when you're driving and you're trying to track something and you've been drinking, your eyes physically can't track once they get, outside of just straight on. And so they'll get in wrecks and they'll say, I didn't see that coming. It came out of nowhere. They
Right.
really literally didn't see it because their
Reminds me of
eyes
that movie.
couldn't see it.
That fucker came out of nowhere.
if
So,
you,
can you describe the difference then with cannabis?
Yeah, I mean, you're actually safer to drive on morphine than you are on alcohol, and cannabis fits more on the other side. It's
Right.
yes, your
Relaxing and more
reaction times
calming.
may be a little bit delayed and things like this, but your eyes aren't malfunctioning like they are on alcohol.
Yeah.
And I don't think I fully appreciated that until I was elected and took office and went to a special class on drunk driving and how to prosecute intoxicated driving cases. And, we see impaired driving, but it's usually a combination of people falling asleep on something or they're drunk.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
you don't see the accidents on other drugs.
This reminds me of an episode of WKRP in Cincinnati. They had him on, they were live on air drinking, and then somebody was in the studio with him testing his reaction time while driving, and then the DJ was so used to drinking alcohol. He got better as the show went on, the drunker he got, and the other guy testing with him just got sloppy as hell drunk. It is a funny episode, but I believe Lonnie Anderson just passed away. So.
Oh, rest in
Yes,
peace.
Yeah, rest in peace.
If you would have been my dare officer and told me about the eyes and how booze affects your eyes, I might have listened.
Right?
I learned something. I didn't know that's what that makes sense.
I only learned about eye movement after the brain injury because I went to Vision in Motion in Cedar Rapids, Iowa, where they have a monitor on your eyes and track your eye movement. And apparently after a traumatic brain injury, your right and your left brain, they separate and they're not functioning. She's been working with the NFL because the eye is the only organ, you can see the brain. You can literally look through the eyes and see the brain.
Really?
That's what she says.
Huh.
So they would put a monitor on there and watch my eye movement, and I would track a dot on the screen, and they could see one eye following, and the other eye would just dart off, and I can't notice it, I can't feel it, but that side is not in sync. So I had to go through this therapy in a dark room and watch a light circle with weird music and rotating, and do that 19 days in a row, and it brought my right and left brain back in sync. And it was the biggest step improvement post-accident I went through until I found cannabis.
Wow.
Yeah.
We are learning lots of shit today
Right?
on the Dick and Dank show.
DICK&Dank.com.
Oh, yeah.
Follow us. First, like and subscribe to our website. You'll get an email from personally me, Dank. Email me, Dank, at DICK&Dank.com if you'd like to be on our show. But you can like and subscribe on our website. We're trying to get our true followers, our Dick and Dank fans, if you will, right to our website. But otherwise, Instagram seems to be our biggest following, our community, showing the growers, the smokers. I think they love our theme song. But thank you, Guy on the Couch, again, and Frank Whistle. But please listen to a couple episodes. I'm sure you'll listen to this one once I get it posted here. And But I do really appreciate you being on our show today, Stronger with Stogner.
And if you're ever in our area, come do it live. We'll get stoned together live.
Absolutely. Coming soon at the Edge. We're going to be, I think we're talking about Edible Night at the Edge or something.
Ooh.
But coming soon at the Edge.
We have the #1 dive bar in America.
Oh, yeah.
Like 15,
I love a good dive bar.
Oh, 10 minutes away. Come join us.
It's the diviest of dive bars, and I mean that
would be
with the
an
most respect. It's
honor,
awesome.
and you will love Donnie and his wife Lynn. So we got an episode with them personally coming up, a Dirty 30, our Dirty
Jesus.
30 episode. We're gonna air that episode. This is episode 33, so I might jump the gun here. So if I mess up the numbers, this is why. I feel your important message I need to get out quickly. But the like and subscribe. I'm Mr.Dank5 on Instagram. You are Dope Discussions on Instagram. And then
Dope Discussions _Dick.
There you go. There you go. And then we're on YouTube, iHeart, Blue Sky. Follow us everywhere and anywhere you can. DICK&Dank.com.
Yeah, here we go. Good night.
Talking things and important facts, like what's next, give me gas. There's a place that you wanna go. The clientele is really slow. DICK&Dank.com, oh yeah. DICK&Dank.com, alright. DICK&Dank.com. La 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 la. La 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 la. La 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 la. DICK&Dank.com. DICK&Dank.com.
I think I'm officially a little dumber after listening to that. I was actually thinking that as soon as you said that. Perfect.
Do it to anyone.
Good
Well, thank you. I
times.
had fun.
How good did that feel? Honestly.